Yo, what's up, dudes? How are we doing today? Welcome to the channel. I've got an interesting video for you. We're going to be talking about a little kitty feature that somebody turned into a project that's pretty cool. Um, I apologize for my hiatus. I've had really important things like video games and, token um that I had to get to. I also had like a sore throat for a little bit, so I wasn't like trying to I don't know, talk too much, and then Thanksgiving, blah blah blah. I'm here. We got a video. Um, Kitty's an interesting terminal. I've used a lot of different terminals, uh, but I think of all of them, it's like that guy who runs it or whatever. He like is a lunatic. He wants to do everything, right? He wants Kitty to be like crazy, and he's made it really crazy. I really love Kitty. Um, I haven't found any other terminal that uses the cursor trail thing, and that's what I like the most about Kitty. And then, the config is like very straightforward, and it's quick to set up. Like if I had to redo my config, it's like not a lot of heavy lifting, which is pretty cool. I appreciate that. Uh, okay, so kitten panel, right? There's the thing. Kitten panel. As you can see, it pops up. Oh, now Kitty's your bar, right? But it's just showing kind of like a terminal thing. And I can't even type in it. So, like, what's the point of that, right? Now, what if you could turn that into like a whole ass bar, right? So, if you come in here, this is a Kitty documentation. Draw a GPU accelerated dock panel on your desktop. We don't care about, the word dock is very triggering to me. Mr. Sir. Anyway, you can see this is like the command that you could do to like print hello world. You can also, this thing right here, I'll show you this. This is pretty cool. So if I use this command, right, but I gotta change it to something that I actually have. If I go like this, the B top. Now if I go to another thing, that's behind everything. So you could run like Kava, and you can have it access a different Kitty config. You could have a separate config, and then just have like Kava in the background showing your audio or something. Like that's like a valid use, right? Um, but somebody took it a little bit further than that. So we got this little thing. I'll click on this thing right here. It's called Paw Bar. Over here on GitHub. Very cool. If we get a little picture, this is what it is. They give you the whole rigmarole, everything that you need for your panel. So what I'm first gonna do, because I deleted everything off of here, so I can show you guys how to do this fresh. We're gonna paste this right into here, cd into Paw Bar. It automatically does it. So if you look, you got some things right here. There's a command you got to do. It's go build right here. This is a command. We do this. Ooh, and now /install .sh. So that first command is compiling everything, or not compiling everything. It's like starting the make process or whatever. And then if you do the install.sh, that's when it's putting it onto your machine in your path, all that other things, right? So now, if I have a keystroke that's kill all Paw Bar toggle, or pipe for a pipe toggle. Give her the pipe toggle, right? And then Paw Bar, so I can turn it on and turn it off. I don't have a config for this, right? I don't know why it's showing up like this. Yeah, I will show you. We'll get into the config part. All right. So now that I have it installed, there's some things we can do. So cd.config /Paw Bar, if I still have it, right? So this is going to be my config. I'm going to fix it though, because I don't like the way that it showed up. Pawbar.yaml. Inside this directory, that's what you need. So we'll edit this. I don't want this separator. And then we'll get this down left. We'll do the colon, and then I'll just put title right here. But as you see, this is a brain dead simple configuration right here. I mean, a kid could figure this out. But this isn't the hard. This isn't like the actual configuration. This is just like, oh hey, what? How do you want the bar, right? So let's get into the actual way that you configure it. So now if I do this, it doesn't have the separator anymore. Oh wait, I don't have the workspaces in here. Let's add some workspaces, bud. I actually don't need the battery either, but we'll do this. Okay. If I do this, now it's all working good, right? It's working good. However, there's a couple glaring issues here. First issue I will fix is the size of the font is crazy small, right? I got bad eyes. My eyeballs ain't so good. I need to be able to read. So, okay, let's cd into Paw Bar, right? We go like this. If you see that there's this folder, CMD, we'll go into there. And then, you're going to have to go into this Paw Bar folder. Let's clear this. Main.go. You need to, whatchamacallit? Edit this as sudo. Yeah. So from here, it's like there's a lot of different things you can do here. Just use your search function. So in Helix it's slash, right? Which is the same in Vim, I believe. Also, if you're in like GUI text editor, if you do, it's usually Control F. If you do Control F, and then you can type what you're looking for. But I'm gonna look for font, right? And look, it gives me this line right here. So in here, I'm gonna change that to 16, right? And we'll quit. I'm gonna go like this. We're gonna CD back into here, and then we're gonna have to do that whole compilation process again. So go build, right? You do this command, and then we do. Okay, you're gonna want to kill the bar before you do this next command. Right, and now we got this made. So if I go again, oh wow, now the space, the font's bigger, right? Now I have two issues we need to fix. First of all, if you see the date and time, the time is showing me seconds. However, as you notice, it's not updating fast enough for it to be on the second. It's like a little longer than a second, so it doesn't look right. So let's see. Let's get this thing here. Oh, I will say this too. As you start Paw Bar, it will change focus, and then you won't be able. It'll be stupid. So like if I go like this, and I try to type, you notice how I'm not on there. Now, if I try to use my focus keybinds, it don't work. You got to click back in. But now once I'm clicked back in, it'll work the right way again. I don't know why it does that. It just does it. Okay, so fixing the date. You're going to have this folder internal. Internal. And then inside internal, there's going to be modules. My typings. And we're going to go into here. And if I show all here, you see you got battery, backlight, Bluetooth, clock, disk, idle inhibitor, blah, 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 RAM. The way I like my bar set up, I'll just give a short, brief explanation. You got window title, and then on the other side, I want workspaces and the date and time. I don't want nothing else. A lot of people, they do the thing where they have, well, if I'm on a laptop, I'll have the battery and the network indicator, right? But if I'm not on a laptop, that's all I have, right? And basically, the way I look at it is this way. That readout on the bar is never going to be as good as me opening up BTOP or opening up glances, right? So, and I basically always have a terminal open on my computer because I do different things like change my wallpaper and I like download music and play music. I actually play music in my terminal, and so I always have that window open. So there's no really use for me to have that in the bar. It's just visual clutter, right? So I don't do that. And then the other thing is like the workspaces on the right, I do that so I don't have to look all over the place. It's all of the only two things I need to know is the time and what workspaces I'm on. So I can see that they're right next to each other. And then um I'm not the biggest fan of active hints. So like if you see these two windows, the one on the right, you can tell that's like a lighter hint. And when I switch back and forth, you can tell I have that showing right now, but normally I don't. I just have it showing for the explanation. But I don't like that. So I use the window titles, right? As like my way of knowing where the active thing is, right? So if you see how the window title changes, that's how I know where I'm at. Okay, so to fix the clock, we're gonna cd into clock, right? We're gonna look at a little ls. You got two files here, clock.go, config.go. You want config.go. Helix config dot. Ooh. Oh, my fucking typing right now. Did that wrong. Oh, my life right now. Modules slash clock sudo helix config dot. Okay, we're in there. Sorry that took so long. We'll go to the bottom of the file right here. This is the line that you need to worry about to change how the date looks, right? So let's see. I don't want the seconds, and then I need a little bit of space because as you see, the date is jammed up right against the workspace module, right? So we do this, and then we got to go do that whole process again. So, oh my god, cd paw bar, and then go build right here, and then we'll kill it, and then right like that, and now we go like that. Oh, now the spacing is all fixed, and I don't have the seconds anymore. Everything looks good. Honestly, this is where I'm gonna keep it at. But however, oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta put the this in this modules folder. Oh my god. All right, we'll do it like this. Oh my god, that was so weird. Did you see that? I just did the dot dot and it took me all the ways to the home. That's so weird. Anyway, let's just do it like this. This folder, all of these can be changed. Now, some things I probably wouldn't mess with too much because I don't know what it's gonna do or not, you know what I mean? But most of these can be changed. I would say tray is probably the only one you don't really want to mess with. I don't even know what this Empress thing is. Oh, it's like a music player or something. Anyway, that's where you need to go. Sorry. I'm like space casing over here. Paw Bar. Pretty cool. The documentation on here kind of lacking. However, I'm not gonna like shit on them for it because obviously it's like crazy. But how I found out about a lot of stuff is I went into this docs thing and then I forget where it was. It's like right here. And then like configuration getting started in modules. Oh wait, they fixed the page. Originally this didn't show up on here. I'm just realizing they actually fixed it. All this wasn't here. But yeah, if you go into this docs right here, docs configuration, you'll get a more in-depth explanation of stuff. They should probably have this on the front page, like this modules thing, each one of these. Oh wait, no, that's just a thing. I don't know. Am I stupid? Am I just not seeing it? You see a little bit of it, but it's not the entirety. Anyway, it's not, the documentation isn't fully there yet. However, it still works very well, and I like it. I think visually it looks really nice. Because I'm a fan of like the DWM kind of looking bar, and then getting all my stuff in the right places. It's like it's very Kino. It works very nice. I might put like a calendar icon and a thing icon in there maybe, but honestly, the simplicity of this, top notch, top notch. But yeah, that's my little explanation of Paw Bar. Um, I haven't dug too deep in like how light it runs, but I'm assuming if it's just like a little bit of a terminal instance, like it's probably super light. A little coffee. Anyways, if you like this video, please comment, share, subscribe, do all the things. If you have any suggestions aside from Waybar for panels, it can either be Xorg or Wayland. Please feel free to leave it in the comments, because I'm kind of hunting around for a new go-to bar. I've looked at DWIB. That might be one that I get into. The Polybar Waybar thing, it's just so, they are phenomenal pieces of software. However, they are overused, and I want something new. And I don't want it to be a GUI. There's a lot of those shells coming out now, like NWG shell, Axe shell. You have Hyper Panel. There's AGS, there's a lot of different GUI things. I appreciate they exist. I like the configs that people do, very impressive. I don't really care for it. I don't believe that your desktop experience needs to be that serious. Like, like if you see shit like a lot of the AGS is the thing I think of the most when I'm thinking about, but every little piece of everything, and then they have all this extra crap, and then they're like, oh, I gotta go in and change a theme and this and that, and it's like, I don't know. It kind of takes out the enjoyment of editing the config for yourself when you have like this little different theme switcher, and because I don't know, there's just something about me being like, going like this, and then like, I don't know, maybe finding like my colors for something, and then like going in here and changing it, and then hot loading it, whatever. I get an enjoyment out of being in the terminal and editing the text. So the theme switcher thing has never been appealing to me. I'm a weirdo. uh oh, I want to talk about this wallpaper for a split second before I dip out of here. Trevor Peglin, he's like some photographer, artist kind of guy. He does pretty cool stuff. It's all kind of like security focused and like weird. But this picture is beautiful, right? What this is there's an NSA satellite base in Cornwall, UK, and this is a picture of it. And I remember reading like things about all these weird Tor nodes popping up in the UK. And I'm like wondering if some dudes that hang out here were going around, setting up some nodes or something. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, comment, let me know bar stuff. It would be cool. All right, I will check you guys later. Peace out.